Okay, well, I was very pleased, obviously, with the first half. Thought we looked pretty sharp, and they were struggling offensively. I think a lot of that had to do with our defense. Some of it might have been them just being slow coming, getting out of the gate. I thought Erica Williams came in and gave us a real nice lift. Her offensive rebounding, was real positive for us. That's always people that can, offensively rebound and score off of those. That's just such a vital part of, being a really good basketball team. And so that was a big, big lift for us tonight. And I was thrilled to get to play everybody at least a little bit in that. In the second half, I guess really the truth is, as a coach, you would, prefer that things that would have continued to go very smoothly for us and be in control. But reality really is more that, they are a good team, so they're not just going to sit back and get beat by 20 or 30 or whatever. And so they're going to do what they can, and when they started pressing and using their quickness, that caused some problems. And so maybe we weren't as poised during some stretches as we needed to be, but we were poised enough to do exactly what we needed to do to ensure the win. So I would like for us to have played better in the second half, surely, but I think there was a lot of reality in that.
Greensboro did make a little run late in the second half. What adjustments did your team make to avoid the them taking the lead?
Well,
getting a more
I really think more than anything we were just fortunate as to how much time was left in the game because, they had to foul us. I mean, we were breaking the press there at the end. We were scary against it a couple of times, but we handled it after that, and they had to put us on the line, and we made the free throws. I think that was, a really big thing there. And so that the fact that we always had ourselves 8 points isn't a great lead, but just enough of a lead that they had to be on the defensive, was in our behalf because they were really making a lot of good shots there in the end. And whether, when you're behind and making a lot of emotional shots like that, whether you're capable of making the shot to beat somebody or not remains to be seen. But, they did make a good run at us.
Brooke, when you're up by 20 points in the second half and then Greensboro makes the run, what goes through your mind as they're making the run? What do you do to stay focused and say, we've got to come together? What goes through your mind as a senior? You've been through several runs like that before.
I would just say with the experience and in our conference, there is no guarantee no matter how much you're up by. Anybody can go on a streak, a spurt, hit threes, emotional high, like any of that can happen. So, as good as it felt to be up by 20 points, I never felt like they couldn't come back at any moment, especially with 20 minutes to go in the game. So, just trying to stay focused in that sense and realize that anything could happen either way. It could flip-flop. We scored 40, they scored 20 in the first half. It could go opposite and happen just the other way. So just realizing that it's never a guarantee, even with 1 to 2 minutes left.
Tony, do you think the team might have playing a little not to lose, or do you feel like you're still playing aggressively? Just Greensboro just started hitting shots.
I don't think any team plans to lose. They started hitting shots. We got a little slow in our closeouts, and they were starting to hit shots. So they'll try to stay in the game, but I think we all pulled ourselves together and try to get out there, at least jump at it, so they won't have an open look.
Coach Wilson, you turn right around, play again Monday night against D-Line. Talk to us a little bit about that game. Now that conference season started, you've got your first conference test. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, just like Greensboro, we know to be very respectful of them. No matter what record they bring in here, we feel the same way about E-Line. E-Line had a very good recruiting year, so they're probably strongest across the board in their freshman class, which can mean anything. It can mean they can come in here and look like freshmen, but it can mean they can come in here and look awesome because they're very good freshmen. So you don't really know what to expect at this point from them, but you know that they're capable. They opened up their season with some real good wins margin-wise, and they've played some good teams lately. They've been on a tough stretch, so. You know, they're really a new team that we haven't seen because they're a second-year coach and a lot of freshmen. But so we'll have to be ready to go at that. And it'll be, you know, key for us to show our poise and against them so that we don't let them get going with confidence.
In the first half, you were able to play a lot of your freshmen. How do you think they did?
I thought Callie did real well. I thought she was very solid, and I thought I really liked Letitia's rebounding when she was in there. So, you know, I felt like, you know, those two kind of got the most minutes, or Callie did for sure, and Letitia, those two got the most minutes, and I like what I saw from them.